Welcome back. We learned about how a confusion matrix works in the previous video. Now let's turn our focus to the first and most popular evaluation metric used for classification tasks, accuracy. To put a formal definition to accuracy, it is the ratio of the total number of correct predictions over the total predicted values. If we look at the confusion matrix that we studied previously, the true positives and the true negatives here are the correct predictions, which means were predicted positive by the model and are actually positive, or the values predicted negative by the model and were actually negative. So the accuracy can be denoted as the true positives plus true negatives, the corrected predictions, over total predictions. So the total predictions would include all these four values, right? So I can write accuracy as true positive plus true negative upon true positive, false positive plus true negative. Pretty straightforward, right? Let's take up an example to understand how accuracy works. Suppose there's a group of 500 people who undergo a cancer diagnostic test. 6 patients are tested positive. That is, it's detected that 6 of these people have cancer, whereas the other 494 were cancer-free. Intuitively, we can say that the patients suffering with cancer are very less in number as compared to the people who do not have cancer. So this is a classic example of imbalanced data. Now our job as data scientists is to build a predictive model that can predict whether a patient has cancer or not. This model would take inputs such as age, gender, previous medical history of the patient, the tumor size, the tumor color, and a lot other things. So let's assume we build a model and have a confusion matrix ready as shown here. Take a moment to parse through this. What's your first reaction? There are some big values and some small values in the confusion matrix. Our first intuition would be to calculate the accuracy of our model. Just plug in the values to this framework we defined previously. So I'll have here true positive as 4 and true negative as 486. So 4 plus 486 upon the total predictions. So that would be 4 plus 8 plus 2 plus 486, right? Now on calculating, the accuracy comes out to be 98%. Looking at the model accuracy, we can easily conclude that the model we made is performing extremely well, right? Well, not exactly. In order to understand why accuracy is not sufficient for this type of classification problem, let us consider another example, an example of a dumb model. So we again consider the same 500 people, but this time we build a dumb model which predicts negative for every patient every time. If we look at the confusion matrix for the dumb model, it will look something like this. We can see that the model has predicted all the values as negative. Now if we use the accuracy formula and input the values from the confusion matrix, we'll have 0 plus 494 upon all the values. So I'll have 0 plus 6 plus 494 again. Now if we calculate, the accuracy comes out to be 98.8%. What just happened? Did a dumb model manage to trump a predictive model? We simply used the way of brute force to predict every patient as negative. Or maybe the predictive model we trained is worse than the dumb model. That is not possible, right? In reality, using accuracy as an evaluation metric on unbalanced data is not a great idea, as we saw in the example here. In order to evaluate the classification model properly, we need to look closely at the confusion matrix to find some better alternatives. Let's look at what those could be in the next video. Thank you.